a lot of these souls, they don't really be a lot. To me, the way I'll break it down, a lot of these souls don't really be alive. Like, they don't be all the way there, you know? Like, they be missing pieces of themselves. To me, some of them don't even be real human beings. Like, they just be bots right off the gate. They just be demons right out the gate. They just here to distract you. And that's how like the succubus, the energy, the sexual demon energy is kind of how I just looked at any soul that I'm meant to learn from. You know what I mean? Because you're not gonna learn a lesson unless you know what that person is coming to your life for. And sometimes you don't see it right away. But again, that's why you won't move so fast into trying to get to know this person, because you understand that it's an experience. You understand that it's a lesson that you have to learn from this individual. And if you rush and you just get into the sack with them and you never get the opportunity to learn what the lesson was, you just created a new lesson. Everybody's so judgmental. Everybody don't judgmentals. It's all so simple. Alright, what's going on, y'all? It's Jay Spivey. I don't know how much time I have, so I'm gonna try to make this pretty. But I want to speak on karmic ties and karmic children. Just real brief. You know, I speak on a lot of this stuff, but these are the dope topics that I want to talk about. Mainly because in our community, you know, we don't really be knowing where the pain be coming from, or all of us don't. Some of us, you know, we have yet to understand the biblical teachings and spiritual teachings that were given us to help us catapult ourselves into the next phase of our lives. So when it comes to karmic ties, I did a video on it a long time ago. I might re-upload it on this channel, but it's on my other channel. Is sex demons. It's the demons. It's the demons of which we call upon. Most of the time without knowing. Sometimes I would say the women know. No. Men know, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? Men, you know, we spoke on that. Men be coming here to conquer. So same thing with women. Some women come here just to conquer your soul. They just want your body, you know? So we as more aware individuals, you know, I don't like using all these extra ass terms that make somebody seem like they better than the other. You know, I hate that shit. But when it comes to understanding, it's like you won't be able to see it until, honestly, and I won't even say this, I'll say you won't be able to see it until after you're ready to remove it. And even that's kind of tricky, because you know, you can feel one way, you can feel like this is the correct thing to do. That's not gonna stop that soul from wanting to drain your energy. Because you notice it doesn't make it stop. You know what I mean? Like, you still gotta put in that necessary work. You still gotta put in that work that you still gotta put in that work to keep yourself distant from that energy. If you never want to separate yourself and you just find yourself acknowledging it, acknowledgement is just the first step. Acknowledgement is just the first step. And that's the only thing that I'm really trying to say. It's levels to it. So in my first video, I was just speaking on just the incubus and the succubus energy. And that's man and woman, you know what I mean? Demons that, not all the time, but yeah, they'll come to you in your sleep. You know, if you really a horny dog, you know, they're gonna come to you in your sleep. And it's the most awkward thing when you have yet to understand your sexual energy, and then you getting fucked in your dreams. I apologize if that sounded so harsh, but like that is trippy because it's draining you like in real life. Like that should just be it just be making my jaw drop sometimes. Because as I'm saying, you already know the souls out there that have seen it, you'll be like, what the fuck is that? Boom, 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 boom. What the fuck is that? Man, you be tripping. You know? So it's one of those things where it's like it's connected to that hub. You feel me? You know, and as I'm saying, it's even connected directly to that individual. So say you got a woman that's kind of promiscuous, or a guy that's kind of, you know what I mean, that's kind of like out there, like you can tell like he just trying to get the cheeks. It can get very awkward very fast. A lot of these souls, they don't really be a lot to me. The way I'll break it down, a lot of these souls don't really be alive. Like, they don't be all the way there. You know? Like, they be missing pieces of themselves. To me, some of them don't even be real human beings. Like, they just be bots right off the gate. They just be demons right out the gate. They just here to distract you. And that's how like the succubus, the energy, the sexual demon energy is kind of how I just looked at any soul that I'm meant to learn from. You know what I mean? Because you're not gonna learn a lesson unless you know what that person is coming to your life for. And sometimes you don't see it right away. But again, that's why you won't move so fast into trying to get to know this person, because you understand that it's an experience. You understand that it's a lesson that you have to learn from this individual. And if you rush and you just get into the sack with them and you never get the opportunity to learn what the lesson was, you just created a new lesson. You just created a whole new lesson on top of the lesson that you was already supposed to learn. You don't even know what lesson you're supposed to learn first. Now you dipping your energy into him. Now you got a bond. Now you got a tie. Now you got to get rid of that. And for me, in my mental, you know what I'm saying, all of that, it's like, damn, that thing is keeping me down. Damn, this thing is keeping me down. Now I got to work on this. It's pretty much like having like oversized blocks. You know, and you only got one block in front of you. Let's say the block's not that big. You say, okay, I can get past this. But then, you know, you step too far with that person that you know what I mean, you didn't learn the lesson yet. Now you got to put another block on top of that block that you just had in front of you. Now the blocks is taller than you. Now you got to figure out a way to get over the blocks. You know, sorry for my trash ass analogies. You know, sorry about that. But that's kind of how I see it. And then it's like, there's no cap on how many obstacles you can put in front of yourself. You know, like if you fuck up 10 times in a row and you couldn't figure out the lesson 10 times in a row, that's 10 blocks in front of you that now you have to that you have to learn the lessons and then start to remove these blocks before you can able to see a clearer picture. If that makes sense. So when it comes to karmic ties, and then it turning into children, like I think in my last video I said a lot of women are like, oh, that's his karma, that's his karma. So when I hear that, to break that down, when I hear it's his karma, it was, and I don't like it just being, you know, one gender. You know what I mean? Lessons can be learned on both sides of the spectrum. So, you know, we're not gonna do the double standard thing. We're gonna say, you know, that's the parent's karma. That's what a lot of people will say, and especially if you're not healed, right? So going into the whole karma thing, when it comes to being in a relationship, like I have, you know what I mean, like shout out to my friend K. You know, we'll be in relationships that, you know, we'll see signs and we'll realize like, okay, this probably wasn't the best relationship for me. You know what I mean? Or God removed that person out of your life, but that didn't stop you from turning them into a sneaky link. So, if you think about it in that sense, there's a lot of souls that probably move like that. You know what I mean? They were so connected to a person that they just ended up like breaking up with them and then turn them into a sneaky link or to a side piece. And I think that's what I said. I think I seen a meme like that. That shit was pretty funny. I don't know if I still have it. But but you go from main to side and you still in their life. You still sleeping with them. You know what I mean? You still might not be making the best decisions when it comes to this individual. Because like I said, God already showed you that this individual is not supposed to be in your life. But that didn't, like I said, you might acknowledge it, but you still you're going to see them red flags and think it's a carnival. You're going to see them red flags and you're going to automatically like, oh, this looks fun. That's the issue right there. Right. So then when it comes to actually, you know, you already effed off the first sign, you know, that God was trying to give you. And then now they're gaslighting. Now they're doing a lot of other things, you know, just to keep you close. Like I said, there's always flags that you're going to see. And if you don't decide to see them, you know, we can just say that's on you. You know, you decided to play at the carnival instead of leaving, take your ass home. You accidentally get pregnant. I won't even say accident. You knew the consequences of your actions of what you did, and you knew what the outcome was going to be. Now, because of all the shakiness, you know, it'll be like, okay, God, I see you didn't really want me in this situation, but now I'm in this situation. And when they say it's, you know, that's his karma, normally it's like a kind of an energy like both sides didn't agree upon this adventure that you two are on. And that'd be the cold hard truth. Like women would be so, you know what I mean? Like I know some of us guys, you know, you've been with a woman and she's been so excited, or you know a woman, she was so excited about, you know, carrying this child, and you know what I mean, a lot of other it don't matter at that point after she's pregnant. You know what I mean? Because she's too busy just trying to make sure that she's healthy, the baby that she's growing is healthy. But it's like a lot of dudes, you know, they'll say like they'll say they're ready for some shit, but that's only to get the watery guts. You feel me? It won't be this extremely strong connection that some women be feeling like they have what they do, and it's unfortunate because I just related to dude not being able to be honest about what he truly wants, and he just letting shit go. That's what I'm saying. And after a certain point, it becomes too late. You know what I mean? The baby is already on the way. You know what I mean? She probably not even paying attention, but you know what I'm saying? Joyner Lucas made a song about this, you know, a while ago. I think it was like 2015 or 17. But he was speaking on how upset and angry he was. And you know, how he could, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. He probably didn't want the situation, but the situation is here now. So he like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I can't do nothing about it. And that's how it goes sometimes. You know what I mean? And it takes some of us men a while to separate. You know what I mean? Like, it's the love for the child, and then, you know, it's the responsibility of taking care of the child. But then it's the connection to this woman that you may not really have wanted this connection with, that you can't do anything about now. Like, that shit is already set in stone. It's already done for. So you'll see a lot of men, like, you know, they'll be mad about the situation. And this is just my perspective. You know what I mean? Certain men will be mad about the situation, and like, it takes them so long to like remove themselves from it. It'll be so damaging, because it's like, you got this woman that's like, you said this, but you didn't mean it. You didn't mean it to the bottom of your soul. You didn't mean it. You just wanted the shit to go away, to be honest with you. So that's when, like, it becomes kind of hard, because that connection now it's lifetime. And whatever issues you had with that woman, you know, whatever anger that you held against her about any of this process, you know, it's gonna come back. And this is why women be like, I'm not really interested in none of that negativity. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make sure my baby gets raised well. And some dudes, you know, some of us, we don't be mature enough to even handle it. So so some men, they retreat, and they retreat mentally. So then it's like, you got this pregnant woman excited, you know, trying to be happy and preppy and build this child, you know, inside her womb. And, you know, dude walking around just mad at the world. And the funny thing is, some women will be so happy pregnant, they won't even notice that the dude is like, or they'll notice it and be like, I'm not putting up with that. You know what I mean? Like, alright, so my video had got cut off, but I don't know where I left off last. So I'll just try to finish it. I'll just try to finish my statement, and then I'll be done. So they say a lot of the energy when it comes to, you know, your children being karma, it falls, the way I see it, it definitely can fall back on both parents. And why I say it can fall back on both parents and not necessarily just the man is that depending on how the parent moves, you know, like, let's look at men, for instance. You know, a lot of us men, you know, will put ourselves in a situation, right? And not a lot of us, you know, I'm talking about the ones that were, you know, that had to deal with some pain, you know, had to heal, maybe not healed yet, on the way to healing, on the way to understanding. You know, some of us will go through, you know, a situation, and that situation fuck us up so much, and we will never, as men, we won't take the time that we need to really dig through that and heal those pains, figure out that trauma, you know, sort through and heal ourselves, or, you know, I mean, or get therapy. You know, I speak on being able to heal myself, but I definitely want a therapist, a male therapist, a black male therapist. Let's be extremely specific. And, you know, I feel like that'll definitely do me some justice. But I do sit around and I talk to myself like a therapist a lot. Maybe I might record one of those conversations one day, but I sit and I talk to myself. a lot. Just you know, just to figure out what's going on with me. So which I'm completely fine with. It's a beautiful process once you know, that's why I read books to kind of teach myself how to do those kind of things. So it's a beautiful process once you actually, you know, take interest in getting it done, so then you can be a better version of yourself. But I'll say back to it, you know, some of us will get into a situation, and that situation won't be the best for us, and you know, a child might come out of it, you know, possibly, you know, not intentionally, or sometimes it is intentional. That's when, like, you know, you got to be careful about the words that you put out there, because you know you could be with a kindred soul, you could be with a hurt soul, a karmic tie, and then create a lifelong bond with a karmic tie that was just supposed to be a lesson. I think that's the smoothest I've said it, but I'm pretty sure I've said that before. So for us men, you know, we'll put ourselves in one situation, not heal, put ourselves in a complete situation, another situation, and then, and like, to me, it seems like it's more of a like you trying to, you know, you're just trying to escape your problems. It's just like you running away from it. And from what I've noticed, it never really goes away. Like, you know, you'll still be dealing with it. You know what I mean? You might be able to like quiet it down for a little bit, but it'll always seem to come back with a vengeance and resurface itself. So I think that's what I was telling one of my friends. I was just like, you know, some men, you know, they'll be with a chick that they probably could have created something dope with, but never really tried to figure out how to heal themselves. Just, you know, skipped on that situation, you know, whether it was kids created or not, and then they end up getting with another woman, and then actually tying that woman down while still having karmic ties and bonds to other women in the world. And that's what I'm saying. If you sit back and, you know, like I said, we could look at the men. You see, when they do that, you know, what tends to happen. They tend to still have communication issues, even if they're married. They'll tend to, you know, lack some. They'll seem to lack some energy on the alpha side of taking control of, and I'm talking about in a healthy way, because all men gotta learn how to lead. You know what I mean? So some of us, you know, we'll still be dealing with, you know, with trauma from our parents, some trauma from our mama, as some would say, and never get it healed, and then we just kind of track it into our relationships with the women that we deal with, and we never figure it out because we never took the time to actually, you know, fix that situation or understand our child, our inner child that's hurt, you know, that's kind of crying out for help, when we seem to be dealing with specific women when we're not, you know, at our highest. And then for women, you know, you'll see that, you know, the tie be so strong. And even for the men, you know what I mean, it's pretty much they won't be able to let go. Like they let go. That's what I'm saying. Let me finish my statement, because I know I'll be all over the place. So men, they'll let go, but not really let go. You know what I mean? So then it's just like they'll move on to another woman, but still be fucking with you, or they'll still be messing with you. They'll still be bugging you. They'll still be all up in your business. They'll still be trying to wreck your shit. You feel me? As you hear what I'm saying, you can flip the roles, and it's still that also. The woman won't be able to let go. It's all about her. It's all about, this nigga ain't never gonna let me go. You know, I got his kids. I got what, like, she sees it as like this connection that will always flourish, you know, over all else. And that's not how it is. You know, that's like a lot of that be pain, a lot of that be the hurt, you know, that from our inner child that be speaking out. And it's unfortunate because it's like, you better hope that the person that you move on with is unable to see the bullshit that you are that you're projecting, pretty much, you know, because it's like, you can very easily get caught in a cycle, and that's what I'm saying. As a man, you keep doing that shit, that's how you end up in your 40s and your 50s with nothing. No woman to love you. No business, no consistency with work. Like, you know, your life, you can't get a hold of shit. You know, that's what I'm saying. You don't know how to take control. And you can see it trickle in other parts of our lives, you know what I mean, when it comes to stuff like that. So it's definitely like a learning process about learning who you are and how you move and what triggers you, what makes you mad, and learning how to, you know, avoid it, but also learning how to take in that energy and then use it for something else, you know. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah.